Hi, I'm Joseph Williams and welcome to the Chivalrous Gentleman. The Chivalrous Gentleman will just be a montage of clues that I've come across in my own marriage. The Chivalrous Gentleman is derivative of the word chivalrous, which I will translate in the 21st century will just be a code of conduct. So I'm going to relate the truths I've learned in terms of relationship, how you should treat the significant lady in your life. So the first topic that I'll be talking about is that the chivalrous gentleman leads. The chivalrous gentleman leads his family. So I'll first start off with just give you a short testimonial. Is that prior to me being married, now almost 5 years, is that when I was coming up younger, I was one of those individuals that really admired different people, older guys that were in my life, and I really strived to please them, please people. So when it was time for me to make certain decisions in my life, I would just go to those individuals and seek their advice on what I should do. Not really knowing at the time that that wasn't the best thing to do, at least for me. In hindsight, things are always 20/20. So now my perspective on life is that when I need to make a major decision, is to seek my source. And my source, some people identify their source as the universe or maybe Buddha or Allah, but my source is God. So something that I perpetually did in my younger years is to seek out people. I had all these voices, in my head, just giving me different, advice about different decisions that I should make. So in my later years now, what I've discovered is that I have to tap into that source, which is God for me, and let Him direct me, let Him lead me. It's very, 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 very important that as the leader of your home, for you to be in tune with that source, because if you're not in tune with that source, you can go to 100 different people and get 100 different opinions about your life and your family's life and what you should do and what you should not do. So it's very important. That's a quintessential thing. So if you got nothing else out of what I just said, seek your source for the trajectory for your life and for your family's life. Okay? Good. Moving on. The chivalrous gentleman leads his family courageously. He's courageous. So what do I mean by that? There's really something about being a man in a family, having a wife, having kids. You have to be courageous. You're gonna make certain decisions that your wife is not gonna understand. You're gonna make decisions that your kids won't understand. You're gonna make decisions that you're not gonna understand. Tapping into that source once again. When you tap into that source, God, He's gonna have you making decisions that you're not gonna understand. You're gonna have friends that's not gonna understand. Your mama and daddy might not understand. Your sisters and brothers. You have to be encouraged. You have to be strong in what your sources told you. You have to stand on it. You have to stand on it. You can't vacillate. You can't isolate. You have to stand on what your sources told you. Because if you do, you have your whole family riding on your shoulders. Literally, it's all on you. It's all on you. I will say this too. It's not always easy. It's easier said than done. As men, we have this thing called man worry. We're man worried. Man worry. For all my fellas out there that understand what I'm saying. Man worry is when you're going through something in your life with your family. Maybe it's a financial issue. Maybe it's a illness. Maybe it's a situation where it's lack of joy or peace in the home. Man worry is up at 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. You're up. You're laying next to your wife, just like, oh my God, how are we gonna get out of this? I know that God is gonna do something, but I don't know how He's gonna do it. I don't know when He's gonna do it. You have to be courageous through that. The next point that I hit on is the chivalrous gentleman leads with grace. So let me deal with the most overt rationale first. Lead with grace. One thing that you don't want to do is say, I'm the man in this house. I run it. You don't want to do that. That's not good. That's not good. Don't do that. You don't want to be You don't want to be malicious. You don't want to be vociferous to your wife, to your significant other. You want to lead with grace. You want to be gentle, because this is one thing that I know is that the loudest person in the room is really the person that's oftentimes the most insecure, the person that lacks the most self-esteem. Leading with grace could also be just the fact that, you know, you don't know everything. Things happen in life and you don't always have to put on this facade that you know everything. Ask your wife. I asked my wife, and that's something that I have to learn. It's something that I'm still cultivating in my marriage. Is ask my wife. And if nothing else, just, you know, be in a situation where you just, you know, lead with grace. You don't always have to know anything, so it can be a situation where you don't know what's going to happen. Just man up and just tell her, like, hey, I don't know what's going on. I don't know, you know, I don't know. But one thing I do know is that we're going to get out of this. One thing I do know is that we're going to overcome this. One thing that I do know is that the best is yet to come in our lives, and we will overcome this. We will get through this. Be courageous, lead with grace, and you'll do just fine. Thanks for joining me on the Chivalrous Gentleman, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.